All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Cantuta House. We had a little bit of some technical difficulties, and hopefully we should be all okay. So the first thing, like I was telling you guys before, I want to thank Better Family and Life Youth Department for allowing me to share my passion with you guys. I want to make sure that you guys also go over there and check out Better Family Life Youth Department website, as we have a lot of other videos going on there. We've got dancing, poetry, soccer, lots of different things that are going on there that you probably would like. So make sure you check our audios. Make sure you check us out, okay? Now let's start going with our lessons from last week. We're going to continue going with proportions of the body, okay? Proportions of the body, what it was, and how it affects us all, and how it's divided up into heads, how we go about doing the things about the heads. Like I've told you before, the human body is a complex biological system. Okay, there's a bunch of things going on in our body on a regular basis. Every time, every minute of the day, there is movement. There's something happening in our body. Just like I've told you before, there's how our body is divided up, how the proportion is going to happen is very important. That whenever we're able to draw all these things, it's very important that we draw it properly. Our body has approximately 270 bones. And half of those bones that we have in our body are located in our hands and in our feet. We've got tons and tons of bones in those areas, mostly because that's why we can do things with the two things that we have, that the arms and the legs and the hands and the feet. Okay, all those things are important so that we can make sure that we understand what the body's all about. Now, how it relates to our body and art is very important. Where it was discovered, how we went about discovering our body, how it's been going, is very important. One of my heroes, Leonardo da Vinci, was obsessed by the human body and wanted to know everything about the human body. He was captivated by the studies of human proportions that were done from civilizations before, such as the Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians, and probably some other people that we don't even know about, and mostly that they had already figured these things out, how the body is divided up, okay? So it's very important, again, how this is going to relate to art. Body is approximately 7 to 8 heads, so probably 7.5 of my heads fit my whole body. My legs is about 4 heads. My arm is about 3.5. My trunk, this section, the trunk, is about 3 heads. My shoulders, 2 heads. My hand is about a head. My neck is about a head. Okay? So you can see how this is all divided up and how important it is. Last week we started out with breaking this plane over here, this piece of paper, into 8 different sections. Okay, so this particular lesson, we're going to deal with the size, with 8 heads to the body. Like I told you before, there's about 7.5 heads to a body, but we're going to do it 8 here just to make it simpler for us to understand. All right, so top of the head up here, belly button right in the middle, which is about the 3rd head, is where your belly button is, and that's where basically your hip is gonna come out, okay? And then you've got your hip bones over here. Then you've got your knee bones, your kneecaps down around 6. The bottom of the kneecap is right around here, and down to your feet. All right. So those are all the things of how this is divided up. And we go through here. We went through the torso, where the torso is about 1.5 heads, in the middle of the 1.5 heads, and it also stops at about 2.5 between the 2nd and the 3rd head. That's where the torso stops. Your rib cage, that area, okay? Then we went over here with where your nipples are in your chest. Okay, that's really important to whenever you're drawing something. It's easy to align yourself. So the nipples of your chest should be the edges of your head. Okay, on a normal person, obviously there's going to be differences depending on the different people, but it's going to be approximately in that area. That's as far as we got last week. All right. So this week or today, we're going to try to finish this off real quick and then also have a side view of the body. Once these two things are done, next week, hopefully, if we're going to get this done one way or the other today. Next week, we're going to start on the head, and then we're going to start on the torso, then we're going to do the legs. So we're going to do each part of the body separately, and then we're going to put it all together. All right? Like I was saying, like I told you guys before, any of these things that we're going through, that we're learning, all right, if you do it over and over and over again, that means that you're practicing and you're getting better. You can't just come on Tuesdays and just try to figure this out and then forget about it, and then next Tuesday you're going to try to capture something else. It doesn't work that way. You need to work at it. You need to practice it. You need to divide your page up, take a little bit of time if you really want to learn. If you really want to learn, and if you really want to draw a body proportionally wise, how it should be, it takes practice. All right. So we're going to start over here with the torso. All right. We're going to continue with the torso section, and I'm going to show you exactly where the shoulder blades are. Excuse me, where the shoulder joints are going to be, and where they land, and where the elbows, and where the wrists, and where the rest of the hand is. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to start with the torso. We're going to draw it out again. We're going to draw this body over and over again, many times, again, so that you get practice. And if we get practice, we get better at it. Draw the head up on the top. The head is more of an oval shape. It's not round. So that's not a very good oval shape. You get the idea? Okay, a little bit of an accident there. Then the shoulders over here, all right? This is where the shoulders end, right over here. And then the top of the shoulder, it comes in a curvature, okay? It's not straight. It goes like this, all right? It goes like that. Now from the shoulders, over here, that would be about 2.5 heads, right over these two sections here. That is where your elbow is going to be, all right? That seems a little weird that it's down there, but that's where it ends up. So if you look at yourself and you try to measure it out, that's exactly where it's going to be. And then this is the bottom of your pelvis, okay, where it's connecting with the rest of your leg, and that is where your wrists are going to be. All right, wrists are going to be. All right, bam. So plop those where those are going to end up at, and the legs, everything else is where they are. Proportions, proportions, proportions. If you want to learn how to draw a body correctly. All right, here we go again. We got the face. Draw the head again on the top. All right. Draw the shoulder and a little bit of an arc over here. Plus we got the two little shoulder joints here. Draw the torso over here. As such. As such. All right. Like that. All right. Then we're going to go with our elbows. Right where your belly button is, that's where your elbow should be, around your belly button. So if you look at it here, belly button, elbow. So that's really what it is. Okay. Then you come down here to your wrists. And then your hand, with stretched out. Remember, your hand is almost the size of your head. So if it stretches out all the way to the tip, it should be to about half of your leg. All right, go ahead and measure it out if you want to yourself, okay? All right, here we go. Draw it out again. Here we go. All right. So there we go. So that's where we are getting ourselves close to. We're going to join these things together like this. That's to give it more of a reality thing here. All right. And now we're going to draw one more time. Again and again and again. And the same thing is what you guys should be doing on a regular basis. Repeating and repeating and repeating until that just comes naturally. It's in your subconscious. It's already in your hard drive. So whenever you need it, it comes out. But it has to be repeated in order for you to understand it completely. All right? We're going to draw it again. So we're going to start out with the head. Oval shaped head. It's not in a circular fashion. It's an oval shaped. Okay? Shoulders, a bit of an arc with the shoulder joints right about right here, okay? The joints. Remember how the joint works really interestingly. It has like a little cup and a ball, and that's how the joints work. Over here, draw the torso. All the way to the top, coming back over here. Not a very pretty torso this time, but that's okay. Just to get you guys the idea. All right, that's where, if we align it right, that's exactly where the nipples are going to be. You come, bring your ruler. It should be right about right there. Right about right there, straight line, okay? Now we're going to do our elbows. It's going to be right where your belly button is. Remember, right where your belly button is your elbows. Your wrists at the bottom of your hips. Wrists at the bottom of the hips. Okay? All right. You just connect them, connecting the dots as such. All right. Then we have the hand. It'll be at the head of number 4. All right, so 4 is the bottom of the bottom of the hand. And you'll go with your thumb right there. Comes right here, like that. Like this, around again, and like that. All right, not good looking hands. So what gives you the idea? So here. First head, it should be right at the chin, all right? Over here at 1.5, excuse me, we should have the top of the shoulder. At 1.5, this is the shoulder. At number 2 is where we have the nipples, all right? And then number 3, which is about right here, we have the belly button. And the elbow. Bottom here, number 4, we have the hip joints. We have the wrist. And the crotch, okay, where everything meets. Like I showed you guys over here in this one drawing over here is the crotch. That's exactly where that number 4, where the 4th head is going to be. Number 5, fingertips, mid thigh, okay, mid thigh. That's where that is. Number 6, we've got the bottom of the kneecaps. Kneecaps, okay? Number 7, bottom of calf muscles. All right, so this would be down here where you have a little bit of especially soccer players have very protruded calves, and that's where your number 7, that's where the 7th is. And number 8 is where we have the soles of the feet That's the bottom of the feet, okay? That's where number 8 is. All right? Chin, 1.5, shoulder, nipples, belly button right in the middle where your elbows are, hip joints, wrists, and the crotch area. That's probably the busiest part of your body. All right? The 5th head, fingertips, mid-thigh, your fingertips, all stretched out. That's where they land. Bottom of the kneecaps is your 6th head. 7th head is the bottom of your calf muscles. And the 8th is the soles of your feet. All right? So this is what you call the frontal view of the body. The frontal view of the body. Now we're going to try doing the side. Let's see if we have enough time. I think we should have enough time to do the side of the body. And we're going to do something real quick here so that this can go up a little higher. That's what this was here for before, but we had a slight accident. But everything has a solution, okay? Everything has a solution. Right there. All right. Side of the side. So now this next lesson that we're going to do is we're going to see the body from the side. We're going to mark head number 1, head number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Soles of the feet. All right? Now, the head of the body, whenever you're looking at sideways, almost looks like an egg. All right? Like a little shape of an egg. So whenever you're trying to draw this, you know how on the top over here, the chin was right in the center. So now the chin is going to be off to one side, to the back of the head over here, with the face coming this way, and the head going this way. So it's going to look like an egg. All right? Looks like an egg. All right? So that is exactly where everything is going to be lined up. So we start out with the head like we did before. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to repeat, but we're going to add where the shoulder is, okay? Draw your head as an egg. All right? This is, remember when I told you over here, at 1.5, this is where the shoulder is going to be. All right? Now, whenever you're looking at the shoulder from above, let me draw this out real quick. I'm going to draw a head here as we're looking at it from above. All right? So this is all hair. The shoulder itself will start about this area here. It'll still go at an arc to where your shoulder joints are going to be in that area, okay? Whenever you're seeing it from the top, so you get an idea. All right, so now, this is more a side thing so that you guys can understand. Now, we're going to go ahead and draw the pelvis. It'll also look like an egg, but a little bit more of it like a distorted egg, especially in the front. But it'll still look a little distorted, okay? That is the pelvis area, the hip. Kneecaps, remember, is on the number 6. 8 is where the foot is, okay? All right, so this is, we're starting, just like what we did over here, is we're going to be doing the same, we're going to be repeating the same thing, but we're looking at the body from the side. Next, let's draw our head again. Remember, we do this over and over again because we need the practice to how this is going to be looking. Okay? Go around. All right, so this egg doesn't look as good. If you guys get the idea. I'm trying to hurry up. We're going to go ahead and put the shoulder here, where the shoulder is supposed to be. We're going to go ahead and do the hip, distorted egg. Still the top of the hip is going to be right here. I'm going to go like this. Go like this. Okay. Now, we're going to do the spinal cord of how, so that you could see from the back, without any skins, without any clothes, you're going to see how the spinal cord starts at the bottom of the head. Makes a quick little turn here, okay? That's how the spinal cord goes. All right? So as you can see it goes like this. Always remember where your kneecap is, so that you're constantly making sure where the proportions of the bodies are. All right? It's really, really important, proportions. That's why I'm spending 2 lessons on proportions, so that you're able to draw a body properly. Next. Again, we're going to redraw this. All right, oops, bad egg. But just to get the idea. Shoulder, 1.5. Now this area over here, before we get to the pelvis or to the hip, this little area right above it, this is the center of gravity. What does that mean? That is where your balance is, okay? That is how you balance yourself. So down here is like a little compass that makes sure where everything is. We're going to cover that a little bit more in depth once we get to this part of the body. But that will just give you an idea where the center of your balance, the center of gravity is for your body. All right, and so we're going to continue drawing the spinal cord over here. Bam. Coming as such. Kneecap, foot. All right. Get the idea how you're looking at your body from the side. What your body looks like. It's not straight. It has a really funny little curvature, and it's important. This would be your butt, okay? So it goes. That's why you have that little distortion in your body. Again, let's go back again over here. We're going to do this one more time. My pencil is wearing down. Let's get another one here, and there we go. I'm using a 4B pencil. That's why it's getting a little darker here. All right, we're going to do our egg-shaped head, because that's the way you're looking at it from the side. All right, shoulder over here, torso. I'm going to start drawing the torso now. Torso also looks like a weird-looking egg. All right, then we're going to come in here, do our hip. Right over here. And this is where your joint is going to be. This is where your little, your joints are going to be, okay? All right. Now, the spine, bottom of the head, your torso goes to your torso, down to your hip. All right. Shoulder, torso, hip joint, knee, and this time we're going to add the ankle over here, okay? We're going to add an ankle over here. And we're going to connect this guy over here to this, and then you'll see from the bottom of the kneecap, we're going to go over to the ankle, draw a little portion of the foot here, come over here, also draw another portion of the foot, bam, okay? There you go. Side view of the body. That is what we're getting at, okay? Look at curvature. Look where it stands. Look where the curves go, okay? Over here, belly button, that's where your maximum curvature stands, okay? Now, we're going to redraw this same picture, and I'll tell you why here after I redraw it. All right, here we go again, the head, our egg shape. All right, shoulder, torso, all right, the hip, off to the side, hip joint, and that's the spinal cord, bottom of the head, goes underneath the torso, all the way in, and down to the hip area. Repeat, repeat, repeat. That is what we're doing, okay? Repeating, 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 so that we're able to get a little better at this. All right. I'm going to draw the bottom of the kneecap down here, and the ankle. Come in here. Same thing as we did a little while ago. Go around here. Here. Draw the foot. All right. Now, the reason I drew this again is because when you go and create a curve from the bottom of this of your foot, right behind your ankle, you can go around right here, make a curve, a circular curve. It should be able to touch all the way to the top of the head like this. All right. Oops, too much. Kind of such. Goes all the way to the bottom. See that? See that? See that arc? That arc is repeated. There's lots of different arcs that exist in our body, that we have in our body. A lot of different things that go on in our body, like I told you before, the different joints and how they move. And the joints, all our little joints that we have, they also have a form of grease that is in there that's constantly moving. We've got the tendons there, got the muscles that connect everything. Everything just functions so clearly and so well in order for you to be so mobile with your body. But anytime we don't take care of these things, we don't take care of how we feed our body, what we put in our body, parts start going bad, just like anything else. If you put bad gas in a car, it starts choking. So all of the things that we put into our system, all right? Remember what I think I told you the first time around. Our worst enemy is sugar. We eat sugar and it just really clogs up our system. All right, so now we're gonna go and get started over here with a little more detail. We're gonna go ahead and start adding. We're gonna repeat ourselves over here first. Okay, let's just do this. Let's do the head again. Let's do our shoulder, 1.5. Let's do our torso over here. Let's do our hip bone over here. Let's do our, not hip bone, let's do our hip over here. All right. Our hip joint right there. Then we've got our kneecap down here again. We'll connect these two guys. We're going to do our ankle over here, bottom of our foot, bam, bam, and then we'll connect these two guys here. Now, what I want to show you guys over here, how on the side, we'll be able to see your elbow. This is where your elbow is. We did all that drawing for one little circle because it's important where that elbow is. The elbow is right in the middle of your body, all right? You can see it on all these different drawings that we've done, but you can also see it on the side, all right? So there's your elbow. Now over here, we're gonna do it again. We're going to redraw our head. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're going to be able to finish this. All right. Shoulder at 1.5. Torso. Always have your torso next, and then after that, I always. So see how you're drawing these up now. You're able to put them in specific places, and it makes it a lot easier to do your drawing of a human body. And we're going to come with our hip. All right. All right, that's, if you hear a little meow, that is our cat called Alalai. All right. Here's the elbow. Oh, let's do our spinal cord over here. Almost forgot my spinal cord. Bottom of the head. Okay, and that's what we forgot over here. Okay. All right. Always sticking that spinal cord over here. Okay. Now we're going to do the bottom of the kneecap right over here. Ankle over here. Foot. Connect. Connect. Till about right there. Also in this same area, when you see the sideways, is going to be the wrist and the hand. And the hand, the tip of the hand should come till about right here. So we're going to go with our hand as such right here to the tip of the fingers. All right? I'll just give you an idea what that's going on there. Okay? So our hand is at the half between 4 and 5. Between 4 and 5 is for the fingertips and mid-thigh. All right? So now you can see the side. And hopefully you guys are following me through and you're doing your own exercise. But you can see how the body is divided up, of where specific things are and how you go about drawing these things and how you go about placing them and how you go about doing the movement. The different movements is all based on how these joints are moving, okay? I'm going to show you a couple of movements, all right? We're going to see a guy walking. All right, so a guy walking. So let's say we're going to start out with his pelvis, okay? On the side view here. All right? Got the joint right here. Got a joint right here. Ankle right here. And foot. All right? This is going to be a very crude drawing, but it's for you guys just to get an idea of what's going on here. And I had my wrong glasses on, guys. Sorry. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to come on here, and from behind here comes another one with your knee, the bottom of the knee. It's the same area. Up here. Instead of it being straight, we're going to give it a little bit of a walking motion. Ankle is going to be right there. Foot's going to be right there. Okay? So we got this guy walking. So he's strutting. So right now, we're going to go ahead and do his torso. So we did the hip part, the pelvis. Now we're going to do the torso. All right? A little bit quick here. 1, 2 parts. We're going to do his shoulder movement over here. All right. It's going to sort of move, but here we go. And then, remember this is going to be a little bit of a space, then we do his head. Okay? So there's a little bit of movement there of what I'm trying to show you is how you go about getting some movement going. So whenever for example, whenever I'm sketching something pretty quick. I want to sketch a movement. I'll do a very simple, quick movement, and that's what I basically did over here. Let's say we want a guy laying down, all right, with his knees up. Again, we're going to come in here. Your knee, whenever you're laying down, there's like a V here, so we're going to do a little V. You got a joint here, got here, and we got the foot here, all right? Got your pelvis over here. You've got your torso right here. You've got the side over here, and you've got the head, all right? So you're able to do it this way to where you're able to make that guy sit down, all right? Just play around with these things. Get yourself used to the way each part of the body moves. A lot of times, depending on the height that we are, you know, a lot of guys like football basketball. So whenever you're jumping or you're ready to throw a layup, both of your knees go down. So they would be almost sitting down, and your arms would be raising up. So you're able to get that form. You're able to catch that. All right, and that's what this thing teaches you. That is what this thing helps you out with, knowing exactly what part of the body is doing what function. All right, so there. That is the proportions of the body. Now, if any of you guys have any questions at any time, or I confused you or you didn't quite understand, just write us a note at BFL and at BFL Youth at Youth site, and let us know if you have any questions or what else you would like to know about these movements, or if there's anything else, or I can give you some other suggestions because there's so many different ways of doing it. Everybody has their different ways of doing it, how to draw a body. This is my way. This is the way that I choose to do it because of the proportions of the body. It is so important to get the proportions of the body correct. So that is why we emphasized we took our time to redrawing different parts of the different things, okay? All right, next week, we're gonna concentrate on the face. Next week we do the face, and we're probably gonna spend the whole period on the face. There's more than just eyes, nose, and lips, and ears. All right, with that said, I wanna bid you guys farewell, and we'll see you next Tuesday.